Welcome to Trading Lounge for the Asian report for the 27th of May, and starting with the ASX200 here. We are close to a top, and we may even have a top in place here for wave 3 here, but I can't confirm that. I don't have an impulse wave to the downside here yet as 5 waves. So that's what we need to talk about a little bit today, and we're still seeing strength. We should see some strength in the banks, and we should also see strength in iron ore stocks as well, the resource sector as well. So I just don't know if we've finished testing the medium level here, 6,500. But anyway, 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for 3. The other point here too that I've mentioned before that doesn't fit well, but it was pushed around by the US markets, is this little structure within here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, with wave 4 deeply overlapping wave 1 here, and that breaks one of the fundamental Elliott rules. So, you know, it's possible that this is 1 and 2, and then also 1 and 2 of a smaller degree, with then wave 3 going up here. So you can kind of see this a little bit better on this chart here. So this is the same chart, just end of day charting program. So here we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and we could call this 3 here, but like wave 4 really overlaps wave 1 here. So I think that we could have made, you know, we could be making a mistake in here for all of this. But at the same time, I still don't have a setup to, you know, it's not the right thing to do to go long at this level here. Even if it does push up through here, it's going to fold back as well. So it's really only suitable for day traders. So just to recap that, we've got a problem with this structure here. And we'd also need to, let's just go in and have a little look at this here. So I don't think the 4-hour chart's going to give us anything different, so I'll just go to the 1-hour chart. So that's what I mentioned. That's why I've got the little 2 here, because wave 4's overlapping. So it's possible that, you know, in a different degree of structure, this is actually a wave 3 coming up here. I don't have 5 waves down in this little section just yet in this move here, so that's a little bit of a concern. But also too, you know, I wouldn't really turn long unless I had a setup sitting on top of the 6,500 here. It's quite normal for a market like this to come back and test that level, the old high, the supply, the sellers, and then move down lower from that there as well. It doesn't move down, it doesn't come down as 5 waves so far. It could do if we see more, you know, if we break new lows today for whatever reasons, well then it helps us with our 5-wave structure to the downside. If I look at this on the tick chart here, so if I look at this on the tick chart here, we were counting, we took this as the high here, being in the sort of center of these 3 here, and looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and I can count 5 waves down here. This is 100 ticks, and then wave 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3, and I think we were around here last time we spoke. We were looking for 4 and 5 of 3, and then wave 4 up here. But wave 4 has moved up quite high here, compared to, and also overlapped wave 1 here as well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm just not really quite sure here. There's too many. I've got too many mistakes, and I know that when a market comes back down, it likes to retest the move up here. So this little move up here, it can be counted as 5 waves. That's why I've got it as wave 1 there, or even an A wave. So, but I'll just put this here. So this low here needs to be breached here for it to be bearish at this stage, to help me finish off this 5-wave structure. So 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down through to here for 3, back for 4 and down for 5. So I'm not seeing those 5 waves down just yet. I am seeing them just about fall into place on the cash market. So this is the physical market here. So from the top here, we've got down for 1, back for 2, and a nice strong third wave down through to here. And this looks like a fourth wave playing out here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, and then coming down from this point here. So the cash market could give us 5 waves, but as I mentioned, we need to see lows below here first. Let me just check on the US markets. Yeah, so the US markets finished slightly positive, so it may not sort of push down here. So this one here, it could push up from here. I don't know if this is wave 1 here going into a new high here. I don't know if it's an A wave here and a B wave here and a C wave finishing to here, and all this becomes an A wave to here, a B wave to here. So if I take this here, becomes an A wave here, a B wave with a retest there, and a C wave coming down here further, because we are looking for a bigger correction. We are looking for a corrective pattern to come down, so it doesn't have to come down in 5 waves here. So look, to be honest, I'm not much sort of help here. I can see that where's crude finished? Crude's still on its lows, so we'll see still pressure on our energy stocks, but the iron ore stocks will be pushing higher, so the Rios and FMGs and so on. So there'll be leads from there, and I think that the banks have got a move to push higher as well. So yeah, look, unfortunately I'm not a great help here, because I need to see this first leg in some way completed, then I can understand what the next leg's going to be. But because this is uncompleted here, I'm not quite sure. But the cash market here certainly looks like it is in 5 waves, because if it was corrective, then wave A here and wave C would be much the same. But this really looks like a third wave coming down here, and this overlapping wave structure going sideways across here basically would be a continuation, a corrective pattern and a continuation pattern that would take us lower. It can come back up and test 64. Well, 38.2, so probably in this space here. Let's just see. We just have to see today. If it moves above this, then that's fine. But a 38.2% retrace, 40% from here to here is roughly around here. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a big help today, because it just hasn't resolved itself here. It could do anything. I can't see. There's too many options for it. So let's move on to China and Hong Kong and then India. So with China, we're still looking at this particular pattern. This is an hourly chart here, and we're under the major trading level here of 13,000. We've retested it. It looks like it's a corrective pattern here. So we can expect it to move lower through here, unless it's going to drift on sideways further. Not that we're calling any trades on this at the moment. I don't see a particular trend here. If it's going to be anything, it's retested the 13,000. It's come down, bounced through it, bounced back up, come through it, retested it, and should drop lower from here. And Hong Kong's much the same as well. So when we're looking at Hong Kong here, we've been looking at wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and we're looking down for wave 5 here. So I can count 5 waves down to here. You could even squeeze 5 waves into this first little leg here as well, and have this 1 and this 2 up through here. that would give us also a bigger picture to the downside. But even so, even if we leave this at 1 and 2 here, we still have 1 and 2 here, down for 3 here, 4 here and 5 here. So there should be just a little bit more low here. Probably best not to take that one. We can put that one over here because we'll be bouncing back up for wave 4 there. Should come back up to this level through the same height as this one here and then drop down from there. So I expected a bit of bounce at the 272 number, as I mentioned before, and we're definitely seeing that. I think there's going to be more for that to play out. But keeping the stop out of the way, we're short, we've taken part profit here, we're keeping the stop here. So we do have a bit of pocket money up our sleeve here. Once this level becomes the retested resistance, we should be able to get down to the 26,500 area through here. But yeah, this leg here just doesn't seem to be completed just yet, but we don't have that 272 as the resistance just yet. Also, India looks like it can possibly move higher as well. So India. So one of the things here that I thought, you know, when I look at this here, I got 1 and 2 here, and I can look at this as 3 here. I could possibly even we looked at this as being 4 in here and 5 up here, having a top in play here, and that's fine. But it doesn't really give me a good correction within this space for this to occur. And also too, the move down here also looks corrective as well here. It's not 5 waves, but 3 waves here. So I'm thinking that this is something to do with this, and we've still got higher to go here. So far here, we've got an A and a B and a C to this top here. This looks corrective within here, so it looks like it's going to push higher through here, taking out these highs here, at least here. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we've got our same thing has occurred here. We've taken the next logical step. So we went long here. We've moved our stop up. We took part profit 11.8 because we know 8's a profit-taking number. We're certainly seeing some consolidation in this space, and this move up through here could be counted as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and across for 4 here and up for 5 here. So it appears that we may be making a new high here, and that may even go higher as well. We may get 5 waves up here for this, and just giving us a double top here, and then coming back here for an ABC pattern, and then moving higher in 3, 4 and 5 here. So that's also possible as well, but that's okay. We're still long with 50% of our trade, and we'll just follow that up. If we get 5 waves here, if those 5 waves don't take the top out here, then we'll still keep the stop out of the way, maybe move it a little bit higher, keep it away from the 61.8% retracement level here to protect us. We will allow that to move back down, and then we'll catch the next leg to the upside there as well. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and just to recap, it looks like we'll see iron ore stocks move up higher. The banks, if I can just find one of the banks here. Okay, so this is CBA, and it's a daily chart, and we've hit that. We've hit the 80 here, the number 8, which you call the profit-taking number. So this is sort of how I see it here. This move down through here is part of a corrective pattern that's come across here. So this is an impulse wave here, and then we pull back 50-60%, and this typically looks like a third wave here based on the elections here. So 1 and 2, and probably still in the third wave here as well. So there would still be, say, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to move up higher here. So one of the things that we can look at here with this little structure here is the 38.2% retracement level, which would still got a little bit lower to play out here. Let's just check on the volume here. Yeah, this bar's moved up here on lower volume than the previous bar, so it can be corrective here. But even so, even if this here is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and we could adjust this here to the wave 2 low here, and that would get us closer to the 38.2% retracement level here. But in that case, we would only end up moving up here above 80, and then folding back down in a corrective pattern from that point here. In this case, coming back down here, retesting that, and folding out into a bigger correction. So we could buy here and leave the stop under the 50% level here, and then that we may have to go through another this correction here as well, plus another correction. But as far as I can see here is that this would be wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here. So, and wave 3 may not be finished, it may need a top in here. But the main point with this is that I just don't think the move to the upside is finished here. So, I mean, the other point here is that the move down through here too, all of this down through here is on lower volume, generally speaking. So, you know, we've had this move up through here, which we're aware of, obviously, but I didn't want to chase it. This move up through here, yes, it went higher, but it went higher on lower volume than the previous day. So we know that if there's no fuel in the vehicle here pushing it up here, so low volume. So we know that that's going to, all the indicators will give you divergence there. That's what divergence is. So, but this move down through here is on lower volume. So this is a corrective pattern here. So we probably will look to go long 1 point above this high here, but we'll keep the stop under the 50%. But we may have to go through a, corrective palaver across here before we see any upside. Not only this correction, but another one here as well before going to the upside. So at least you understand that. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.